So let's take a look at some of the other configuration arguments that are in here. Okay, so there's quite a few, and I'm not going to go through all of them, but I'll just show you a few of them. Okay, so public, we already did. Labels, we already did. Label, we already did. Description, I'm not worried about that. You can put that in if you want. Do you want to exclude it from your search? Well, you might. Something like we have on our site are quips, right? Those are those wonky little sayings that we have. We don't want that to be in a search, so we exclude it from the search, those types of things. So you can go ahead and put that in and set it to true if you want to exclude it. Okay, publicly, do you want this to be queryable? Right? There's one. Do you want to show the UI? Whether to display a default UI for managing this in the admin. The default value is whatever the public is set to. So we have it set to true, so therefore it's going to be true. Show it in the nav menus. Whether the post type is available for selection in the navigation menus. And the default is the public argument. Okay, well, where's that at? Well, let's go and see. First of all, I need to activate that again. And what we want to see is we come here and let's go into the menus. And if I scroll down, you can see right here is team bios. Would I want those team bios to be in the menus? No, that doesn't sound like something that I would want. Just think about that. If you have a company and a registry of all the different people on a team, are you really going to build a menu structure that lists the directory of all the people? Well, if you are, that's one thing, but a lot of times you don't. Okay, so let's try that. We're going to grab this one and let's come on down, put that in. Let's set that to false. Save. Okay, let's go back. I want to refresh and look, it's not there now. Okay, how about up here? Well, it is there. What if I didn't want it there? What one would that one be? Show in menu, admin menu. Show in admin bar right there. I don't want that. So let's go and get rid of that. I actually do want that, but I'm just showing you how this one works. So we'll go and we'll do this and then let's refresh. Refresh it. And now you can see it's gone. Okay, so that's a way of being able to go through. I do actually want that one, so I'm going to put that one back in. Because for a user, they're going to want the ability to just click up here and add that in. Okay, but I just wanted to show you what that did. Okay, menu position. So where's our menu position right now? We are after comments, and you have the ability to change where you want it to be. Okay, so the default is where it's at right now. What if I wanted it to be, I don't know, somewhere around here? Well, then you can see here are the numbers, and we can change those, right? So you could come in here and you can move that around if that's something that you want to do. So you can try that. Okay, and then the menu icon. Well, these are going to come from the dash icons. Well, let's go and see what those are. And you can load in your own if you created something and you want to load that in. Well, let's see what ones we have here. How about if we grab like a person? Let's grab that. Okay, so that's that one. Now let's go and see what it says. Menu icon, URL of the menu to be used. And now the default is post icon. So examples would be that. Well, let's just try it and see what we get. Menu icon. Menu icon. And then let's put ours in that we just grabbed. And let's just see what it does. Ready? Okay, come back over and then we're going to refresh. There, it changed it. Okay, so that's how you can change these. And you can, like I said, you can load your own in as well. Okay, it's giving you an example right here. For example, that's what Genesis does. They load in their own. You have something like bbPress, BuddyPress, those types of things you'd want to load in your own. Okay, capabilities, you can load those in, what you want for capability. There's some more. You can read those. Okay, we've got, is this going to be a hierarchy? So hierarchies are typically going to be for pages, right? That's where you want a parent and then you want children under it. At times though, you might have that as a custom post type. Okay, they do have a warning here for you to let you know that if you're going to have a lot of entries, say over 3,000, it's going to slow down the back end for you. So you just want to read that little note there. Okay. If we put this in, I'm going to grab that. And then I'm going to come down. I'm going to say that that is true. Okay. So, and then we load this back up again. There's going to be something that you'll see. Okay, let's come back over and do this. And I want to open that back up again. I didn't get my page attributes. And why is that? Well, that comes from the supports, right? Okay, so we got these in here, but we're going off of post and we didn't go and grab the page attributes. So we'd have to add that in. So we'd have to go and say features equals page attributes. Now let's see what happens when we do that. You should know because we did this in the last lab, didn't we? Yeah. So we're going to come over and where the heck is it? And we do that and there you go. Okay, so now we've got that loaded in. Now we'd have to do something to be able to get the children loaded in and such, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. That's a different lab that we'll go through. I'm just showing you what it can add. Okay. And it does talk right here about support parameter. Make sure that you have page attributes to show the parameter select box in there. Okay. So we have supports, taxonomies. Do you want to have an archive page? A page that you land on then, and it shows you all of the team bios. Well, yeah, I would think that we would want that, wouldn't we? Okay. So then we would want to set that one. Come down here. We're going to say, yes, please. I would like that. Thank you. And we'll go in and we'll set that to true. Okay. And then we will refresh. All right. So now we have that set. And if I take this out to here, and then I go like that, whoops. Okay, so you notice that I had to go and dump the rewrites again, flush them again, and then look, now when I pull that up, ta-da, all that's in there. Now, why did I have to flush the rewrites? Why? Because we added this after the plugin has been configured. That's why. That's all. So there's no magic or anything. Once you have it coded up and it's in your plugin, you go and you activate it and everything is just fine. Okay. What else do we have? Rewrite, permalink. We have some others here. So this rewrite is if you want to change that slug to something else. I don't want it to be team bios. Maybe I just want team bio. Maybe I want it to say, know the code. Maybe, I don't know. You want it to be something different. Well, you can do that here with the rewrite. Well, let's change that and I'll show you. So we'll come down and we'll say rewrite array. Okay. And then slug. And we'll say foo. And there's one more thing we need to grab. With front. Yes, we want that, please. You can go through and you can read these. And we'll set that to true. So Boolean, should the permalink structure be appended with the front base? If your permalink has a structure of that, then it will do that. Defaults to true. So therefore we don't need it in our case. Okay. If you want it to, let's say that your one that you're working on has a base in there of like blog. Well, that's what it's going to do. It's going to go blog foo. Okay, and you might not want that. If that's the case, you would set this to false. Okay, so we're not going to do that. We're going to go like this. And then we need to flush again. Yep, like that. And now I go like this. And see, this is an error now. What if I go and I say foo? There it is. And if I pull up John, notice it changed it right there. You see that? Okay, so that's what that is doing. And then the rest of these, well, you can just go through and you can take a look at them. Okay, and the REST API and so on. So there you go. You've gone through all the parameters now. Play with it. Make sure that you understand. Most of them you never even have to touch.